Okay, in this video I'm going to show you how to sew two pieces of fabric together that need to be stuffed. Okay, to do this you'll need your two finished pieces. You'll need your needle that is threaded. You might need more thread than what's on your needle. You'll need some scissors and you'll need some stuffing. Okay, and stuffing is usually made out of cotton or nylon. Okay, and there's some right here. And we won't touch that for a while. And also you might need some pins. Okay, so what you need to do first is fit these two pieces together, the front and the back. Okay, make sure they fit each other. If one is a little bigger than the other, what you could do is just trim the fabric so they're the same shape. Okay, I'm going to show you how to do this with a running stitch. You could do the same thing with an overcast stitch. So again in my other video I showed you what a running stitch looks like and what an overcast stitch is. So your stitches are going to look like this. That's what I'm going to show you. Okay, you could do this with an overcast stitch. So pick a side of your sculpture, okay, or your stuffed animal. Okay, the side that is the biggest you do not want to sew together first. Okay, so on my guy right here I should have not sewn the head. Should have left that open. Okay, so pick the biggest side and know that you're not going to sew there first. Okay, all of my sides are the same length, so I don't have to worry about that. Okay, so what you'll do, just like before, you're going to go up through the fabric and then down. And you're just going around the whole border. And I'll tell you when to stop when I get there. Thankfully my sculpture, my stuffed animal, is not very big, so it won't take me forever to sew this. If yours is bigger than mine, which hopefully it is, it's going to take you longer to sew together. If you're worried about your fabric moving, like mine's moved a little bit, you can use some pins and pin the fabric together so that it stays. It's important that your stitches aren't very big. If you do big stitches when you stuff, you're going to have problems. So make sure your stitches are a little under 1/4 inch long at least. You can make it smaller than that if you really want to. Make sure if you're doing a running stitch that you go up and down, up and down. Okay, if you decide to go if you go up twice, you're gonna kind of mess up your stitch, so make sure you go up and then down. I'm going to pin mine down because it's kind of moving around. I think your guys' stitches will look better than mine, because I'm trying to do this fast so I can get to stuffing it. Stitching is probably where you're going to spend the most time. It just takes time if you want it to look good. If you don't want it to look good, then it's really fast, and then I'll be asking you why you did that. Got a couple of loose threads back here. If you see that kind of loop happening, I would fix it right away. Mine now, my stitches are too far away. It's going to take me a while to fix it. If I can fix it. I might just leave it because I don't want to mess this up. Well, somehow my thread was long enough to go around these three sides. Okay, and that's where I'm going to stop. Yours probably won't, if you have a thread that long, you're probably going to have problems with it wanting to tie knots if you can go around your whole stuffed animal with one piece of thread. The reason why mine worked is because my stuffed animal is small. Okay, so once you get done, you're going to tie your thread into a knot at the end. Okay, on this outside, because you can see the thread, the tail of this thread on the outside, you just kind of want to cut your tail kind of short. That way people don't really notice it that much. Okay, so now my stuffed animal or my sculpture is sewn on 3 sides. Okay, yours, you want to leave the biggest side open. You don't want to sew that. Okay, the reason why is because we're going to stuff our sculpture now, or our stuffed animal. So you're going to take some stuffing, and you're just going to push it in here all the way. Okay, you want to make sure to get the little parts. You could use like a pencil maybe to push that back there. I'm going to just use the eraser part of my pencil. I would not overstuff this, because you know how if you have like stuffed animals or like a teddy bear, sometimes there's so much stuffing in there that they're hard. I would not do that with this. If anything, I would understuff it a little bit. Okay, it'll be harder to do the and there's no telling how much stuffing you'll actually put in here. Okay, so I think that's pretty good. I might actually pull a little bit out. Okay, that's probably good. After you have your whole thing stuffed, you're going to take some of these pins and you're going to pin the open edge shut. And this will probably take more than 1 pin. That's probably good actually. Okay, yours probably will take, if it's bigger than mine, it'll probably take you more than 3 pins to get this to stay closed. Okay, after you do that, you want to get your needle ready if it's not ready like mine. So get some thread, more is better, and thread your needle. Okay, so my thread is ready. Okay, on this last side, you can do a running stitch like you did everything else, if you're doing it like me, or you could do another overcast stitch if you wanted to overcast stitch. Okay, so on this side, I'm going to try to move stuff so you can see. Okay, so this is the back side. This is where I started and ended this thread. So you can see there's a tail. There's the tail. On this side you don't see it. Okay, what I would do when you're doing this last edge is go up through the same side. So all your tails are on the same side. So I'm going to go up this way. Okay, and I'm just going to use another running stitch to stitch this last edge. Okay, you could use an overcast stitch again if you want to, or you could do the same thing like me. So you're going up and down and up and down and up and down with your needle. Okay, this will be a little harder because now your stuffed animal isn't flat. It's got stuff in it, so now it's more bulky to hold. And sometimes these edges can not match up anymore, so you need to make sure that everything matches up. And I kind of look at both sides as I'm sewing. I'm not just looking through one side. I'm going back and forth. Be careful with your pins or the needles because you can get yourself a lot at this point. I've stabbed myself a couple times doing this. I haven't broke through the skin, but it doesn't feel great to get pricked with a needle. This is this technique that I've shown you in these last videos is a good way to make your own pillow as well. If you want to ever make your own pillow, this is one way to do it. Okay, so I started on this side, and now I've also ended on this side. So I'm going to tie a knot. Okay, and then just like before, you want to cut your threads short so that you have a little short tail. Okay, so this is how you stuff your stuffed animals. Okay, once you're finished sewing everything, you can take all those pins out if you used pins. Okay, don't leave those in there because I don't want to get pricked with a needle. Okay, and if you did this right, no stuffing will come out of the sides. Okay, there's a little bit right here, but that was just clinging to this felt that I'm using. Okay, I hope you enjoy stuffing and sewing the edges, and I hope you enjoy your stuffed animal.